The beauty of consistently applying an asset-based community approach is that it tunes your perspective to seeing opportunities where others might only see challenges. Welcome to our Empringham-TAIBU Community Food Bank. This is our story. Located at 110 Empringham Drive, our weekly food bank is an important space in the fight against food insecurity, and we do things a little differently.
Malvern is my community. I've lived here for over 15 years. I've seen this place grow and change, and now, especially after COVID, things are tough for a lot of people. People lose jobs, run through their savings, and just having enough can be a struggle. That is why when we were approached at the Ubuntu Elder Council to explore the idea of a community food bank, we knew we had to respond.
Food insecurity is very layered and also very, very complex. And for Black and racialized people, the struggle to put food on the table is often accompanied with feelings of like shame or guilt, as well as barriers kind of accessing supports and services. So on the one hand, we know that, food banks aren't the sustainable solution in the long run, but ultimately, we want to support our communities to thrive and to be adequately resourced. And then on the other hand, we really know that, systems change takes time, and we want to advocate for that. But we also want to make sure that we're doing something in the right now and to be helpful right now and be proactive while we're doing that. With Toronto Community Housing Corporation providing the space at Empringham, the Daily Bread Food Bank provides the food, and then our volunteers and staff at TAIBU come together to bring the food bank to life and a really important way to support our community.
Our dedicated team of volunteers really shine. They lead the way.
I must say here at TAIBU, the seniors are very active. We are always looking for new ways to help and support the community. For the food bank, we split up in 2 work days. On Thursdays, when the truck comes and drops off the food, our team is there to set up things. We put out the shelves, bring everything inside, and set things up like a grocery store.
Thursdays are a lot of work. Milk, dairy, and meats have to stay refrigerated. Eggs are carefully counted and packed according to family size. The shelves are organized by food group to make selection easy, and all of the produce is inspected to make sure everything is suitable for distribution.
I live around the corner from here, and probably one of my fans was looking around and saw me and extended an invitation if I wanted to join up. So I came over, and it was quite interesting, so that's how I got involved. At this food bank, we open from 3 until 5. But of course, everybody wants to be first, so sometimes people are here as early as 1 o'clock. And because I get here for 2, and there is already a line, and everybody wants to be first, and everybody wants to be sure they get some of everything.
One thing we wanted to be very intentional about from the beginning is how to create a safe and welcoming environment for our clients. Food insecurity can be very tough. People can have a lot of fears accessing food, so we knew we had to create as much autonomy built into the program as possible. There are some food banks out there that follow a paper bag or a box style. This means that clients come in and they pick up food that somebody's already put together. So they register, they come in, and they collect the food. These are good food banks, right? So this is not to criticize that at all. But at TAIBU, when our work is rooted in Afrocentric principles of self-determination and collective economics, we knew that the way we approached food had to be different. We had to create as much choice and autonomy, and we had to use a community approach. This was as important as making food available to the community.
When clients come on Fridays to get their groceries, that's when things come alive. All kinds of people, from seniors to students to small children in strollers with their parents, come in to shop. Each week we get different things.
Most of the food that we do receive are things that we are familiar with and do know. But from time to time we do get things that we're not familiar with. I remember a few weeks last fall, we kept getting rutabagas. At first they weren't moving because people weren't familiar with them. And so we decided to become creative. And the Friday at the food bank, we decided to cut up some rutabagas and toss them into spices and throw them in the oven. We shared our rutabaga fries with our community. And when we did that, it just gave them some new ideas of things that they could do, which worked. And they started taking them home, and this was just something that we did to just encourage that although they're new and not familiar, we are able to do creative things with them and enjoy our meals. And this makes the food bank feels warm and welcoming for the community that we serve.
The food bank has really grown since we started. We had about 15 families coming in at the beginning, back in July of 2023. And now we have about 120 families each week. You know, a lot goes into setting up things. Ordering groceries, setting up the rooms, cutting up and putting away all of the boxes for recycling. And of course, welcoming the community when they arrive.
Since opening our doors in July 2023, our Empringham-TAIBU food bank has provided over 5,000 weekly grocery supports, representing more than 25,000 instances of food insecurity being addressed through a community-centered approach, all while preserving dignity.
And each week, there are new challenges too. Our space is small, we have more and more items to organize, and we never know how much bread or milk or eggs that we'll get. During my shift, most times I'm at registration, and it feels like every week the software or the tablet is acting up. By the end of the week, the challenges feel small. We do what we can to help things run smoothly. It feels good to see people go home with the food they need and their dignity intact.
Sometimes we come to work all ready and anxious to go. Reach on time, but the truck is late due to unforeseen circumstances, things that we can't control. But that's okay, because the other people that you work with, they are here also. So you sit and chat with them, you get to know them, laugh, talk, what they like and dislikes, and it's just fun. Just for fun for being here. No matter the truck is late or not, we come here to volunteer and we have to do it. So that is one of my main reasons for helping at the food bank. And I love volunteering anyway. But food bank volunteering is the top of my priority list.
What I love most about our food bank is that there really isn't a clear distinction of, these are our volunteers, these are the clients coming to access food. It really is a community space. And what I mean by that is, most of the time our volunteers come in ready to work. They're moving boxes, they're setting things up, they're greeting the community. The community is also, most of the time, ready to come in. They want to shop, they want to get things done, move on with the rest of their day. They're happy to receive food. But there are days when the community comes in and it's clear someone's having a rough day. Or our volunteers come in and I don't see the smile or the patience that they usually have. But that's okay, that's what's beautiful about this space. right? Everyone is just, the world outside can be really cruel, but what we're hoping for is that this can be a real place where we can see the humanity in one another. I'm returning to our Ubuntu principles, and through that, embodying that, perhaps we can offer each other a little bit of kindness and a little bit of grace.
For me, seeing the friendly and familiar faces, parents, kids, grandparents, it reminds me of why we are here. Things are tough across the board, and everyone can use a little help and kindness.
Come by and check us out. I think you would like what you see.
We're open this Friday. Come join us and be in good health.